On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Not the survey, the whatever her poll was is based on the people that
talking about women getting divorced.
But in general, just about anything.
Like that's not even, that's not, but hold on, y'all. It's a difference between a survey and facts. It's a fact that women file for divorce the overwhelming majority of the time. Now we can argue over what the percentages is or whatever and all of that other type of stuff, but she's absolutely correct. Like the data is the data as far as, and often at times, because I remember a lot of those conversations, what Amira would cite, what she would cite is the most recent data as it relates to how women have filed for divorce. I mean, it's a fact. And see, the thing that's the problem with Kay and Kayla, let me just say this. The problem with Kay and Kayla is that you guys do not hold each other accountable. No, because see, I'm objective. You didn't even let me finish what I'm gonna say yet.
I'm just clarifying.
You see what I'm saying? Like you reacting emotionally, and I'm just chilling.
Feels like some of y'all have never read a peer-reviewed article before.
That's not what we're saying.
Like if you're gonna say a study, you should know
the
criteria. Exactly. Know the criteria. Know who said it. No, it's 100
Kayla,
people that's black. I feel like if y'all say these studies, like y'all could be just making this shit up on top of your head.
But
who studies devised on?
I get you, Island. For them. They want to
be critical, Island.
That's what they're saying.
Because I'm the same way. That's why I made myself a note. I'm gonna
so wait.
No one's ever cited anything that they said for me.
Exactly. And
I mean, I don't bring up studies in my answers.
You need to cite your work. No, I don't actually.
No, I don't bring up studies in my answers. If I did, I think I would reference back like Encyclopedia 34. John Smith did a study with 100 black males and said they live longer.
You know what?
I would quote that. That's what you do when you write a biography or something like that. You quote who wrote it and what was it based on.
I haven't seen anyone post their knowledge here, post their research or anything.
Everyone is just like Kayla said, no one posts their studies. Like I said, I'm making notes, but because I don't want to look up things right now. And that's why I don't use percentages, Island. I've had the same argument before with Amira when she said 80%. We've had this argument before.
Yeah, I have heard Amira make like multiple.
People never know where the things they say.
I've never seen.
But
you can look it up. It's very easy. I mean, you hear me say it.
We don't need to get back on
but you didn't
cite
it.
But
I wasn't citing from some kind of a study. You can use your eyes. You can see. I used to work in a law firm that was family court.
But then if you say your eyes, then we're saying.
I'm sorry, I can't hear when both people are speaking.
That you use.
If we say use your eyes, then that means that we can use our own anecdotal experience and apply it to everyone. Are you saying that that's how it should be?
Well, you didn't give me another percentage. When I said 80, you didn't give me anything contrary.
So
I heard, you remember what I'm talking about, Amira?
Yeah. When I said 80% of women, divorces are initiated by 80% women.
Yeah. Only thing I've ever seen is between like 62 and 69. It was by Dr. Michael, I think Rosenfeld, if you want to look it up. Because people always talk about 80%. That's the only study that I've seen about that. If you have more, please feel free to let me know. But when you say things like 80% and now you're like, why don't you guys cite it? But you can't look. But no, like Kayla said, no one is out here like, so-and-so et al. 1992. Like, hey, no one is.
Hey, do you think that there's a huge difference between 62 or 68% versus 80?
Yes,
it's still an overwhelming amount.
That's statistically significant.
It's still an overwhelming amount. It's still absurd.
68. Did you pass?
No matter if it's 62 or 80.
Did you?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but then
I'm trying to speak to Kay. I can't hear you, Kay.
If that's the case, and I get your it's just that sometimes people sensationalize things by making some far out percentage. And the reason we're even bringing this up now is because you seem to be very critical about this data. I actually agree with what Island said. Ask, like, where did you get this from? I'm the exact same way. So I definitely agree. And that's why I'm taking notes about what I need to send to who. But it was just funny that you brought that up, Amira, because you say some percentages and you ain't never cited who or what. And these things are nowhere to be found online.
You're telling me that number is so different. The point when me saying that was that it's an absurd amount of women that are filing for divorce. No matter if it's 68, or if we round it up to 70 or whatever it is, it's still absurd. So you're making a point. You're trying to argue numbers with me when I'm arguing that women are the ones that are majority and divorcing the men. So what does it matter if it's this number or that? It's still
so now it doesn't matter, but you just were asking for people to cite their sources. You got to pick one.
No. What we were you were talking about the divorce thing. What we're talking about now is a little bit different. But we're talking about
now
divorces.
the percentages and the citations matter, but when you say it, come on. What?
What are you trying to say? That's not what I was saying.
That is
whatever. Go ahead.
I'm trying to understand how you can say
I am not.
I'm trying to understand how you can say that it's not comparable and then just admit that you gave inaccurate data and then say, what does it matter?
How is that? How is it inaccurate when we all pulled up the study that we're talking about?
But it is because you just said you didn't know.
Can someone just find the right answer?
How about that? 60 or 80 that much of a difference, which means you don't know exactly, which means whatever you did give was not accurate because you just stated you don't know exactly.
That's not what she said. That's not what she said. That's not what she said.
Don't check other people.
That's not what she said. No.
Wait, so does that change anything? Does that change the fact that it's majority women? What, like I said before, it's majority women filing for divorce. Does that change anything?
It's almost like we're willing to major on minor for the sake of being specifically right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that has nothing to do with it. The fact is that we're now at a point where I'm trying to make a point, and you guys want to come to me about some data, but no one ever has cited any data on this platform for me ever. So don't come at me saying, "Oh, where are you guys getting these?" Like, come on, that's the point.
But if
Kayla, your data can be subjective
with her percentage.
To what Q was saying,
Kayla, your data can be subjective based on race, based on the age. Her data was not
sample size.
No, her data was not. At the end of the day, women are more filing for divorce. It doesn't matter the percentage. She already got it right. At the end of the day, your data, y'all's data that y'all like to reverse is subjective. When was the data? Was it 20 years ago? Was it 30 years ago? Is it white men?
You can ask those same questions to Amira about her data. What are you talking about? That poll she has, you think that's of every woman in America? Did every woman in America take that survey? No, they didn't. So that's still a particular sample size.
Take what survey?
Kayla, this is the thing.
What survey?
Kayla, it's clearly
the survey that she said that not the survey, the whatever her poll was is based on the people that
talking about women getting divorced.
But in general, just about anything.
That's not. But hold on, y'all. It's a difference between a survey and facts. It's a fact that women file for divorce the overwhelming majority of the time. Now we can argue over what the percentages is or whatever and all of that other type of stuff, but she's absolutely correct. Like the data is the data as far as, and often at times, because I remember a lot of those conversations, what Amira would cite, what she would cite is the most recent data as it relates to how women have filed for divorce. I mean, it's a fact. And see, the thing that's the problem with Kay and Kayla, let me just say this. The problem with Kay and Kayla is that you guys do not hold each other accountable. No, because see, I'm objective. You didn't even let me finish what I'm gonna say yet.
I'm just clarifying.
You see what I'm saying? Like you're reacting emotionally, and I'm just chilling.